Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. How have you all been? It is once again a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning, and you are welcome. I get so excited and happy whenever we up here, whenever we live, and I can say how grateful I am, how grateful we are that we are alive, how grateful we are that you all made it a point to be a support to us. How have you all been? Or share in few when you get on here, please share to be a blessing for us, share to be a blessing for us, right? Share to be a blessing for us. How has the week been? How has the week been? How has the week been for you? How have you all been doing? Right? Embracing our imperfections, embracing our imperfections, embracing our imperfections. You are very welcome. It's a pleasant morning, and I am grateful and happy that we are live. You know, I am happy and grateful that we are alive. We will start in few as I share this onto our other platforms, as I share this for others to join. All right. As I share this, whoever is on, how have you been? How has your week been? Mine has been great. I cannot complain. Thank you so much for joining us. It is always pleasant and happiness seeing you here. Please share to be a blessing to others for us as we do same. We'll start in just few. All right. Share for us as we do same on here. You are very much welcome. You are very welcome. How has the week been? How is the family? How is everybody doing? Right? We are thankful to you. We are thankful to you for joining us today as we diverse and digest this topic, embracing our imperfections, embracing the things that um, we trying to work with, embracing the things that we think that it's not okay with us, embracing the things that we feel that, oh, it is making us, it is selling us short, or it is making us some way, it is making us look some way. We That is what we're looking at here. That is what we're looking at here. So embracing our imperfection. It doesn't matter how you are. It doesn't matter how you see yourself. It doesn't matter what you think is wrong. It doesn't matter what others are saying to you, right? It's up to you. What you say matters. What you do matters. What you represent matters. How you say to yourself or how you carry yourself matters. How you accept whatever it is matters, right? So, as much as that imperfection is not a problem, as much as that imperfection is not something that hinders you, you are okay to use it. You are okay to hands horn it. Let me use that word. You are okay to use it to your advantage, right? So I said, what is an imperfection? An undesired feature, and a fault or something that you think that without you fixing it, you wouldn't be able to move forward. Without you fixing it, you wouldn't be able to do the things that need to be done. Without you fixing it, you wouldn't be able to do A, B, C, and Z, right? Instead of being incomplete, instead of seeing faults about us. But it is not all imperfections that are faulty. It is not all imperfections that prevent us from going where we need to go to. It is not all imperfections that hinders us, right? As I said, as long as it is not a problem, all right? So a problem, imperfection will be your pride, you being jealous, and all those lines, right? But something that is a personal trait, something that somebody feels or somebody, it doesn't sit well with somebody, doesn't need to be one thing, doesn't need to be anything that will prevent you from doing what you're supposed to do. In order to do that, or in doing so, we need to accept our imperfection. All right. In our goal for imperfection, nothing will ever satisfy our expectations of ourselves, right? But we need to celebrate those goals, right? We horn in every way that we mess up, right? Even if we don't realize that we messed up at all, we hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, underplaying our accomplishments, right? Belittling ourselves for not doing more, right? Setting new goals for ourselves. We need to celebrate that. We need to put that into account. We need to put that into consideration, right? Not to be too hard on ourselves. One second, as I not to be too hard on ourselves, but harness what we have, or harness what we have in order to use it to our advantage, right? As I said, if a person has issues with you because of your personal imperfection, that is a problem with them and not you. That is a problem that they have to deal with and not you. But if that imperfection is a problem, then you need to check it, right? I said it is acceptable not to have everything. You cannot have it all at once. So if that is an imperfection you're dealing with, it's okay, right? Because gradually you'll be able to get to where you need to get to. We set up so high standards for ourselves that sometimes we get blindsided. Sometimes we forget that, hey, it takes time for us to do certain things. It takes time for us to perfect our craft. It takes time for us to move from where we are to where we need to get to. I said, let your imperfection be the source of your being. Cling to it, right? Oh, so before we even dive into that, let me start with this. I see so many of us saying, oh, I don't have this. I'm not as beautiful as this person. I am not intelligent as this person. Oh, I cannot do this as this person. You were made uniquely. You were made different. No two stones are the same, as I always say it, right? You were made different. So use that imperfection to your advantage. Use that imperfection to boost you up. Use that imperfection to help you move forward. Use that imperfection to build on yourself, right? I salute you too, my brother, right? So we end up, most youth of today, or most people of today, will say, oh, this person has done this. I don't have that. This person is doing so well. I don't have that. Why is this person slender, beautiful, built up, and I'm here tired, weak, and all that? Right? No two stones are the same. You were made uniquely. You were made separately. You were made in a different way. Right? So use that to your advantage. Don't ever let anybody push you to question yourself, question why you are the way you are, question why you are where you are, question why things are like the way they are. Embrace those imperfections. That is what makes you unique. That is what makes you stand out. That is what makes you different from the other person. That is what makes you different from that fellow that is sitting right there, right? How are you doing, Richmond? So embrace those imperfections, right? Clench to it. I said, embrace those imperfections of yours. Use them to your advantage. If that person is slim and slender, and if I'm a little built up, use that to your advantage, right? If that person can stand on heels for hours and I can stand on flat for hours, use that to my perfection, to my advantage, right? If that person can wear certain things and I cannot, I need to use that to my advantage. Because guess what? You might be sitting here thinking that, oh, why am I this? Why do I have so many imperfections? Why is this? Why is that? Why is this? Why is that? That person might be thinking the same way about you. Oh, this person is well built up. Oh, this person, oh, if she put on this dress, the way it would look nicer on her, the way, oh, meanwhile, you sitting there doing the same thing to that person. Embrace those imperfections. I said, accept who you are. And if you need to work on something, do it, but never cast yourself down, right? Never catch you. As I said, if that imperfection is not a problem, it's not something like jealousy, pride, that would hinder you, that will push people away from you, and it is something that is a personal trait, like the way you carry yourself, the way you are brought up, the way you speak, then use that personal trait to your advantage. But if it is those ones, your pride, your jealousy, your insecurity, then build on that, work on that, right? Then work on those. Then work on those ones. Work on those. I said, always find a positive side of those imperfections. Always find a positive side of those imperfections. Don't cast yourself down. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't have this. And so I'm going to cut. No. Use that to your advantage. Use that to build on yourself. Find positivity in what you call imperfection. Maybe that thing that you call an imperfection is not even an imperfection. Right? Use that to your advantage. Find positive side in those flaws. Find positive side in those imperfections, in those mistakes that you see for yourself, right? I said this makes us unique in our own way. It makes you unique in your own way. It makes you unique in your own way. Oh, as I said, I cannot stand on my feet for a longer period of time. This person can. What else can I do, right? That will match up to that person's energy. Excuse me. That will match up to that person's ability, right? That is what you need to look at, other than casting yourself down, pulling yourself down, right? I said we all cannot be the same. So there is no need trying to be like someone else, right? It is okay to emulate somebody. It is okay to have somebody as your mentor. It is okay to look up to somebody, the way they do things, but not trying to be the same way they are. If wishes were horses, right? Right? Not trying to be the same way that person is. Because you trying to be somebody else won't change that imperfection about you. You trying to be something that you're not won't change what you feel it is so bad about you. Surround yourself with positive vibes. right? Surround yourself with positive vibes. That person cannot and will not do things like you, or you cannot do things like that person. Even the identical twins, right? Even them have certain things in common and have other things not so in common, right? 1 second. Right? So don't ever you dare trying to be like somebody else. As I said, it's okay to emulate them. It's okay to look up to them. It's okay to wanna step in their direction. But you trying to be exactly like them, they are made differently from you, right? Guess what, too? Our imperfections make us real and realistic, make us real and relatable, makes us real, and people want to get closer to us because we are unique in our own way. We are different in our own way. Not all imperfections are bad. Not everything we see to be imperfection are wrong, right? Not all imperfections are bad. Oh, that person can do that. That person can do that. I cannot. I want to be like that person. All right. It's okay to emulate somebody. It's okay to want to strive in people's footsteps, right? But strive for your own too. I said, remember, everyone has flaws and make mistakes. So if your imperfection is something relating to, as I said, if it's a problem, then work on it. If it's not, then use that to your advantage. If it's not, use that to build on yourself. Use that to make you stand out, right? Other than thinking that, oh, this person is that, that person is that. Oh, my nose is small, my mouth. Use that to your advantage. Oh, that person is built up, I'm not. Use that to your advantage. There is always something that you can use to your advantage in your imperfections. Don't let anybody tear you down. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But as we're saying again, if it is something that needs to be worked on, then do work on it. As I said, my brother, as I said, if that person is using your imperfection to against you, it is if it's a personal trait, imperfection. If it is something about you, if it is something of the way you walk, the way you move, the way you do things, the way your character, it is their day problem and not your problem. I don't know if I make sense, right? It is a problem about them and not you. But if that imperfection is a problem, like your pride, jealousy, anger, and all that, then you got to change it. You got to work on it, right? But if that imperfection is a personal trait, then it's a day problem. It's not a you problem, right? I said, always remember to choose connections over perfections. Can I horn that again? Always remember to choose connections over perfections. We cannot be too perfect. That is why we have imperfections. We always have to make, we always would have some form of imperfection. My brother, I hope that clarifies what you were trying to say, right? There is always going to be something that somebody doesn't like about you. There is always going to be something that you don't like about yourself. If that thing that you don't like about yourself is a problem, then you work on it. But if that thing that you don't like about yourself is something that you were made of, or is part of your being, is part of your personality, right? Then you got to work with it. You got to work with it, right? You can't say that, oh, when I was created, I had a small nose, so I don't like it. Yes, we know people say they don't like it and then they go work on it. And guess what? They always have issues with those fillers, right? So if, as I was saying, if that person is taller than you, or if that person has a way, a personal trait that doesn't sit well with somebody else, then it's that person's problem and not yours, right? Why do we even have to embrace those imperfections in the first place? Choose connections over imperfections, right? You deserve to love yourself. Love who you are. Love who you were made to be. Love who you've grown to be, right? Certain things are not easily changed, especially if you were born with it. If that imperfection, you were born with it, it cannot. That's why I say, if it's a personal thing, if it's a personal trait, it's harder to change it, right? It's harder to change it. But what do we see? People tend to go heaven and earth, want to change the way they are. Go heaven and earth, want to change how they see themselves, right? Goes tour around the world to change the way they look at stuff, to change the way they their personality look. We're not body shaming anybody here. We're not talking against anybody here. But it is up to us to accept who we are. Those imperfections make us who we are. Those imperfections make us great. Those imperfections makes us want to better ourselves in a way, right? So if it is bad, then change it. If it is not something that people are constantly running away from you because you're too prideful, because you're too jealous, then you got to thanks for joining, Okatachi. Then you got to work with it, right? You have to do that. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to know what you have. You deserve to know what you got. You deserve to know how you were created. You deserve to know what those imperfections, how good those imperfections can support you, how good those imperfections can help you up, how those imperfections makes you unique from others, right? That is what you need to think about, right? That is what you need to look at, other than having somebody push you into you doing what you're not supposed to do, right? I wrote here, I said, it helps in finding right perspective. Focusing on imperfection and flaws will only give you the wrong perception of things, but embracing them allow you to have the right mindset. Embracing them allow you to have the right answers. Which imperfection make you feel inadequate? I'm not sure I get you. Can you elaborate on that? What do you mean inadequate? Inadequate in what? My brother Kwame testimony. Inadequate in what? There should be no imperfection that should make you inadequate. As I said, if it is something that is a problem, then that is a hindrance right there. Then you need to work on it. But if you're talking of imperfection that makes you feel inadequate in relate to your personal trait, no, then in that case, no imperfection of yourself should make you inadequate. But rather, imperfection of your personal trait should rather make you more aware of yourself, should rather make you more conscious of what you got, what advantage you have, to use, what advantage you have over the other person. As I said, if they have issue about your personal imperfection, personal trait, it's their problem, not you problem, right? Feel confidence in yourself. Feel confidence in yourself. Oh, yes, I would wish to be like that person, but I am content with what I have, right? Oh, yes, I would wish to be able to wear certain things like that person, but I am okay with what I have. The imperfection which I have will make me feel inadequate is that taking too much care about others with and without my consciousness. So basically, what are you trying to say is you're giving too much attention to others rather than focusing on self-love, rather than focusing on you, rather than focusing on what will make you evolve, what will make you grow. Do I understand you right? What will make you move from point A to point B? That is what you're talking about here. So if spending time, too much time caring for others who don't need it, that is the word. Others who do not need it, right? You should have that in there. Others who do not need it, because not everybody we care for is a waste. Not all care we give out is a waste, right? So others who do not appreciate that, others who do not want that, others who do not value what you've given them, right? I said, celebrate your flaws, celebrate those imperfections, celebrate those shortcomings that we have celebrated. It makes you real. It makes you relatable. It makes you who you are. It makes you relatable. If it is a personal trait, if it is a personal attribute, it makes you relatable. Celebrate them. Hey, I know I'm at fault on this. I know this is my imperfection. I know this is my shortcoming, but I am going to embrace it. It is part of me, right? Most times, what we realize or what we see people doing is that they don't accept it. They don't accept that imperfection. They don't accept that, hey, this is who I am. Right? That is who I have. I have the tendency of being forgetful. That is who I am. I'm working on it. That is who I am. I have a tendency of, I know that my character is not all that out there. That is who I am. I am working on it, right? Celebrate those, accept those. It started with you acknowledging them, right? Celebrate those. I said, in our goal for perfection, nothing will ever satisfy our expectation of ourselves, but instead celebrate those goals, celebrate those milestones, right? I wasn't able to do this before. Now I can do it. Celebrate them. How do we even accept our imperfection? Accept the reality of human imperfection. Accept the fact, knowing that it is part of human nature, not for us to be perfect. Yes, we strive to be perfect. We strive for perfection. We strive to be able to be one with no fault, be one with no blemish, be one that do things right, be one that everybody praise us, be one that everybody hail us, right? But we also have to accept the fact that human beings are not perfect. We all not perfect, right? We have to accept that fact, right? So know that it is part of human nature not to be perfect. That is the starting point, right? Acknowledge those imperfections. That's what I said earlier on. Acknowledge that, hey, this is what I have. Understanding your flaws make it easier to work with, and stop pretending to be perfect. We all not perfect, right? We strive to be perfect. We strive to be up here, but we are not there yet. I strive to be up here. I haven't gotten there yet, right? But I will acknowledge the fact that I am not. I am a work in progress. I accept the fact that I am on a journey. I accept the fact that I am on a path, on a path to somewhere, right? Perfection state, right? So we acknowledging our imperfections. And that is the problem that most of us are facing. We refuse to accept our imperfections. We refuse to accept what makes us us. We refuse to accept what makes us who we are. We refuse to accept what we have going on, right? And we pretend that, oh, everything is fine. Everything is going on perfectly. Everything is the way they should be and all that, right? Know which imperfection to focus on. That is, which one is a problem? I've said this before. Which one is a problem and which one is not? And I said an imperfection that is a problem, such as pride, jealousy, dishonesty, procrastination, need to be looked at and fixed, right? But flaws like personal trait are unhelpful and cannot do much about, and we cannot do much about it, right? So if that imperfection is a problem, pride is a problem, jealousy is a problem, dishonesty is a problem, procrastination is a problem. Pride will bring you up here, down here, right? Being too prideful will bring you down here, right? Being too jealousy, or not too jealous, being jealous about something will pull people away from you, right? Because people wouldn't want to share with you, because what? You'll be jealous if they want to give other person an attention, or if they want to do certain things for somebody else, right? So that will move people away from you, right? Being dishonest will also have people moving away from you, because you're not truthful. Whatever they give you, you're not truthful to it, right? Whatever you being handed, uh, um, whatever is handed to you, you're not being truthful to it. You always lying left, right, center. You saying what is not, right? So focus on what or which imperfection, knowing which imperfection to focus on is important if it's a problem. I am too prideful. I need to work on it. I'm too jealous. I need to work on it. I'm too dishonest. I need to work on it. I procrastinate things so much. I need to work on it. Oh, if they give me this thing, if I know I have to do this thing, then I will say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next time. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next time. Then I need to work on it, right? But if it's a personal trait, if it's the way you carry yourself, if it's the way you were made up, if it's the way your physical appearance look, if it's the way you carry yourself, then that you cannot do much about it. That won't hurt anybody, right? I said, if someone has an issue with your personality trait, it is a problem about them and not you. Those quirks are what makes you unique as a person. Those personal imperfections are what makes you different from me. Those personal imperfections is what makes somebody look at you and say, oh, wow. Those personal traits, right, is what makes somebody sit somewhere and look at you and say, oh, that lady is beautiful, regardless of A, B, C, and Z, right? So if somebody has an issue about your personality trait, it's a their problem and not a you problem. It's a their problem. They need to fix with it, deal with it. They need to find out what the issue is with them and not you, right? They need to find out. I said, look at those imperfections in a positive way. Express the best self in your imperfections. Express the best self. Express the best self in your imperfection. Express those good qualities in your imperfections, right? Express them. Express them. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody derail you from doing what needs to be done. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, your nose is crooked, so I'm not riding with it. Let them go, right? Let them go, right? So explore those imperfections. Express them. Express the best in yourself, right? I said, don't put conditions on your life, on your self acceptance. Don't put conditions on your self acceptance. Oh, if I don't do this, then I'm not going to do this. If I don't achieve this, then I'm not going to do this. If I don't get to this level, then you are putting too many conditions on yourself. Embrace those imperfections. Embrace those things that make you unique, things that make you different from the others, things that make you stand out from others. Embrace it. Don't put conditions on it. Don't put conditions on your self-acceptance. I said, don't say, I don't have this, so I'm not going to do this, right? Don't put conditions on it. If I don't look like that person, I'm not going to that party. If I cannot match that person, then I'm not going to that event. Really? You are putting condition on your imperfection, on your self-acceptance. You are putting conditions on them. You are putting conditions on your self-acceptance. Don't do that. Let that person have their own problem. If they cannot accept who you are, let that person have their own issue. If they cannot understand how you are made up, how you were formed, if that personal trait is an issue for them, leave them be. But if it is a problem, then work on it. Because as I said, pride will make you lose everything. Jealousy will make people run away from you. Dishonesty, same. Procrastination will also make people give what you really deserve to others. Because when you give the time, you won't show up. When you say, we're going to provide A, B, C, and Z 3 times a week, you won't do it, right? And so that person ends up taking their business somewhere else, right? That person ends up taking their business somewhere else because you're not honest about what exactly they should expect from you. Or either way, you're not communicating with them if there is something that comes up, right? So dishonesty will make people run away from you, right? Procrastination, people will not even patronize you at all because you're always going to give excuses. You're always going to tell them something, right? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to accept who you are. You deserve to know your personal trait and be proud of it, right? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. If that person has an issue, it is their issue, not yours. Find that positive side in that imperfection. Find that positive side in that thing that you think that, in that condition or in that feature of yours that you think that, oh, this is making me look some way. Find the perfect way out of it. Find the perfect scenario out of it. Never put conditions on you on your what do you call it? On your self-acceptance. Never let anybody tell you, oh, you are this, you are that, and so you cannot be among us. The only time that that person can win in that aspect is when you refuse to accept your imperfections. Is when you refuse to acknowledge them. That, hey, yes, my nose might be small, my cheek might be too big, but that is what makes me who I am. Right? I said even twins have things, have uncommon things, right? They might have so many things in common, but there are certain things that they will not have in common. There are certain features that they might not be comfortable with, right? But it starts with you accepting who you are. When you accept who you are, when you accept who you were made up of, right? That is when you can only embrace those imperfections. Know which imperfection to focus on. Know what trait to spend your time on. Know when to say that I am going to choose connections over perfection, because nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We all have our shortcomings, right? But when we accept them, we find so many useful things for it. When we accept them, we find so many useful tools for it. Always find that positive side of your imperfection. Find that positive side of it. Find that positive side of it. And don't cast yourself down. Find that positive side of it and use it to your advantage. Find those positive side of it and use it to build yourself. It is only then that you will feel confidence again. It is only then that you will love yourself again. It is only then that you will be happy again. Because in embracing your imperfections, we seek for all these things. We seek to be happy. We seek to find love. We seek to accept ourselves without putting labels on ourselves, right? We cannot all be perfect. The energy you surround yourself with will determine how people respond to you. Is there a way to make my family accept my imperfection? Yes. As I said, if it's a personal trait, yes. By you accepting it. So your family is not accepting it because what? You haven't accepted it yourself. Because if you accept that, hey, this is who I am. This is how I was made. This is how I was created. I can only work on myself, right? So have you accepted those imperfections And what imperfections are you talking about? Is it one that is a problem that you need to work on? Good morning, darling. That's my son right there. Is it one that is a problem that you need to work on, or is one that is not a problem that they need to accept you for who you are, right? My brother come testimony that, do you get that? So if it's something like pride, then you need to work on it. You need to let them know that, hey, I know this is my imperfection. I know it's a problem for all of us. I know it's make things go south, or it make things this way, A, B, C, and Z, but I'm working on it. This is my imperfection. I'm too jealous, right? I'm working on it. Accepting them is the starting point. My brother testimony, do you get it? Accepting those is the starting point, right? As we always say, everything starts by acknowledging who we are, by acknowledging what we have to do with, right? You, excuse me, you meet someone who would never accept their fault, right? Who would never admit the fact that they are wrong, even if they're not. Who would never say sorry, right? Who are too prideful to say those, right? That is not them not accepting who they are, not embracing those imperfections, right? And then you miss somebody else, even if it's not their fault. They are always apologizing. They are always taking responsibility for it. That person has accepted his or her imperfection and is working on it. So between that person who is too prideful to accept that I'm wrong, I need to work on it, right? And this person who is saying, oh, but I'm not the one at fault. We all say in I've said that before. In time of anger, I'm like, but I'm not the one at fault. But we end up going back because we sat down, we thought about it, and then we're like, you know what? For peace to reign, let me apologize for it. For peace to reign, let me go in and make things right, right? As I said, on here we work on ourselves. Nobody is perfect here. Nobody's gonna look down on you here. We work on ourselves. That is why we have this, right? So between them two, this person up here has accepted their flaws, what they need to do, and all that. This person, on the other hand, has not. Right? Making him not accepting what needs to be dealt with. Right? So that is where you start from. It is always good to have that conversation. That is a way to make your family accept your imperfection. That is a way to make your family accept and understand that this is me. This is what I have. This is what I'm dealing with. You opening up to them would even make them respect you more. Right? It will make them respect you more. My brother, did I answer your question? Did I answer your question? Did I answer your question? It says, while perfection is an unachievable end point, imperfection is the means with strong signature of reality. Bam! That's what I said earlier on. I said, it makes you real and relatable. It makes people in on who you really are. I love my audience, eh? It makes people see who you really are. Who you are without the makeup, who you are without that nice haircut, who you are without those nice clothes, who you are when everything is down. It makes you real and relatable. It makes you reachable. It makes people want to be around you because you're real gem. You the real deal. So he wrote, whilst perfection is an unachievable end point, imperfection is a means with strong signature of reality, right? It makes you real. It makes you who you are. It makes people want to be with you because when they come to you or when they're with you, they get the real deal. They get the real answer, not the camouflage ones, not the ones that has been polished, right? So behind all these nice appearance, they get the real deal. Embracing those imperfections, embracing those, in our local language, we say, the itsimnakams, right, of our lives, right? The nen so bang of our lives. That's it. The nen so bang of our lives, right? The takum colors of our lives. It makes us relatable. It makes people want to be with us because they get the real deal. They get the real you. They get the real answer. They get the real personality, right? Aside all that flashiness, right? Because you've accepted who you are. You've really pushed things through. You've really gone in depth with them. But again, if it's a problem, work on it, right? If it's a problem, work on it. If it's an issue, work on it. You meet so many people that are so up here, too prideful to even accept the fact that they're wrong, to even accept the fact that, oh, this is the reason why I'm having that issue. This is the reason why I'm having that problem. This is the reason why people are running away from me. What are your imperfections? What are your imperfections? My imperfection is that I'm too soft at heart. Yes, I might be upset 1 minute, but the next minute I'm like, you know what? It's fine. That is my imperfection, right? My imperfection is that I see too many good in people, right? What are your imperfections? I accept that as who I am, right? I accept that. My imperfection on one of my imperfection is that I'm too strong-headed, right? I need to be real here, right? I'm too strong-headed. My husband always say, you too strong-headed. If you make up your mind to do something, it doesn't matter what somebody tells you. That's my imperfection. Have I done that or gone on whatever I've decided and then gone to the finish point and I'm like, oh, I should have done it there. Yes, I have. Because as I said, I'm too strong-headed, right? Imperfection is important because it allows us to be genuine. It allows us to be honest with ourselves and others. It allows us to be authentic. Listen, he summarized everything that I've ever said, right? On here, right? That's my imperfection, one of my imperfections, right? I'm too strong-headed. I'm too strong-headed that sometimes I go in blindly. That's my imperfection, right? So we being honest with ourselves, right, is the starting point. There has been 1 or 2 times that my strong-headed has landed me in a space that I don't want to be in, right? Because whatever I was doing, I thought, hey, this is, if I've made up my mind, this is what I want to do. And then the end result, I didn't like it, right? And my husband would say, but I told you this. That is my imperfection. So my brother came to me. I hope this example, what do you call it? answer that question of, is there a way to make your family understand your imperfections, right? I hope that gives you a perspective of that. That's my that's my imperfection. My other imperfection too is that, as I said, I see good in people so much, like even people that I shouldn't, right? I see good in them, right? Knowing the fact that this person has done something, not once, not twice, multiple times, right? That it's time for you to like be like, you know what? Peace out. But then you still give them chance. Because what? I believe in second chances, right? That's my imperfection right there. So it's that by we accepting it, we believing in what we have, we dealing with what we have. Every human being, one way or the other, has some form of jealousy in them, right? But it is how you let that control you. It is how you let that destroy the relationships that you have. It is how you let that destroy the good thing that you've built up, right? So if that is making you lose connections, lose friendships, lose family members, then you need to check it. If that pride is making you lose contracts, lose opportunities, lose open doors, then you got to check it. But can someone be a dictator and think that is his imperfection? In a way, yes. In a way, no. Is the dictatorship something, a personal trait, or something they learned because of the circumstances, because of the way things were happening, or because of what they've been through, right? You have to ask that. Is that person a dictator because this is how he was made? Or he's a dictator because this is how what he's learned over the years because of what he's been through? If it is the second one, in both ways, they are all imperfections, right? So if it is the second one, then he needs to work on it. If it is the first one, he can still work on it to not make it so dictatorship, right? So yes, being a dictator can be an imperfection, an imperfection. Why is that person dictating so much? Why is that person doing things the way they're doing things? These are some of the questions that you got to ask in order to get the answer to whether that person is that is his imperfection or not. My brother, do you get that? So you need to put those on the table and look at where this dictatorship is coming from. Right? So what are your imperfections? What imperfections do you have that you are struggling to embrace? What imperfections do you have that you don't want to embrace because you think is bad or because you think people are talking about it too much? Accept who you are. Don't put a label, a condition on your self-acceptance. Don't put conditions on who you are. Don't put conditions on what you need to do, where you need to be. Don't put conditions on that. Accept them. Embrace them. It is only by then that you can start working on it. It is only by then that you can start looking for ways to better yourself, looking for ways to change that narrative if it's a bad one. if it's a one that is causing problem, if it is one that is causing havoc in your relationship, in your family, or whatsoever, right? Embrace those imperfections. Deal with them. Deal with those imperfections. Find a way to incorporate how to deal with them. Find a way to incorporate how to accept them and work with them. Accept them and make good use of it. Accept them and use it for your growth. And accept them and change from it if need be. Accept them and build on it if need be. Accept them. Embrace it. No man is an island. No man is an island. The earlier you realize your imperfections and embrace them, the earlier you can get answers to the ones that need to be changed. The earlier you can get answers to what needs to be done in order to get to where you need to get to. Embrace them. It is what makes you who you are. It is what makes you unique. It is what makes you stand out. It is what makes people want to be like you. They might not tell you. They might not say it to your face. But if it is a personal trait, somebody might want to be like you. Somebody might want to be in your situation. Somebody might want to be who you are. If it is the bad one, work on it so people don't run away from you, so opportunities don't get slipped from your hand, so connections don't get lost. As I said, try to build connections rather than being perfect, right? Accept those mistakes when they come and work on it. Accept those mistakes when they come and better yourself on it. Accept those, right? So as we go out this week, right, we're going to go back to the blackboard, the vision board, right? You know, we're never taking that out. Go back to that vision board. Put out your imperfections there, right? List out which one you've accepted and which ones you haven't accepted. List out which one is causing an havoc in your relationship, causing problem for you, and start working on it. Let's brainstorm what we can do to better ourselves. Let's brainstorm what we can do to embrace and incorporate these imperfections. If you are comfortable with imperfections, you won't be so quick to criticize and judge others. And that will make you a much nicer friend, colleague, and family member. You will be less likely to blow your fuse at trivial things. You will cut people slack, and relationships will be calmer and more rewarding. Can I read that again? If you are comfortable with your imperfection, this was written by my brother Kwame Testimony. If you are comfortable with your imperfections, you won't be so quick to judge, so quick to throw temper tantrums, so quick to be upset, so quick to want to throw in the towel, so quick to want to punch somebody in the face, so quick to want to curse at somebody, right? It will make you a much nicer person. It will make you somebody relatable. It will make you somebody easy to be approached. It will make you somebody that people want to come to for help. It will make you someone that your friends, your colleagues, your family members be proud of. It will be more likely that you blow out of proportion, blow out of anything, any little thing that shouldn't even be a thing, right? Because you give people second chances. You give people multiple chances, right? Relationships grows. Relationships get better. Relationships get rewarding. That is what he's saying right there, right? Embracing those imperfections not only gives you this, but also gives you some form of inner peace. Also give you the happiness, the joy, right? Gives you tranquility, right? It gives you tranquility. It gives you support. It gives you the peace of mind, the happiness, the greatness that you desire, right? Because no one will tell you otherwise. How do I put it? No one will tell you about something or about yourself because you already know that already, right? You already know what you have to deal with. You already know what needs to be taken care of. You already know what needs to be looked at, right? You already know that. One second. Right? You already know these things. So it would only makes it better. It only get better from here. The same way we spoke about getting help when you need to. This also kind of like touches on it, right? Right? Embrace who you are. Embrace it. That is what makes you who you are. That is what makes you unique. Embrace it. Let me know if there is any more question we need to address on in the comment section. Embrace it. Embrace who you are. Embrace your imperfections. Embrace the struggles. Embrace it. Embrace it. Because as he said, it makes relationships grow. It makes you calm. It gives you more reward, happiness, tranquility, peace, joy, because you deserve it. Because you deserve it. So I'm going to give us 2 more minutes. If there is no more question, then we can wrap up today, right? But embrace it. I'm embracing my imperfections, right? I mentioned few here, right? I mentioned my strong-headed. I mentioned me giving people multiple chances even when I shouldn't. I mentioned before I wasn't doing this before, right? One of my imperfections before now or before I started doing things a different way. I was strong-headed when it came to having issues with somebody also and knowing the fact that it's not my fault, right? I was like, oh, I don't see myself to be at fault, so I don't see why I have to be the one apologizing, right? But as you grow, right? That was when we were in the teens. But as we grow, right, we realize that sometimes it is just good for you to just go back and say, you know what? I'm sorry. I might not be at fault, or this is not my fault, but I'm sorry for the sake of peace, right? So yes, we all working on ourselves. That is why we said on here we build a community where you wouldn't be judged on. I don't come sit on here to talk to you because I'm perfect. I don't come sit on here to talk to you because I know it all. I don't come to sit on here to talk to you because I have everything working good for me. No, we learn from each other. As we sit on here, we all learn one or two things from each other, right? So don't think like, oh, she knows everything. No. Oh, she's too perfect. No, I'm not perfect. Right? I have mine. As I said in our language, our nen so bens, right? I have mine too. But we work on it. So if there's no more questions for me, my brother Kwame testimony, if there's no more questions, then we're going to wrap up. If you don't know what this is a Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. I am your host and founder of A Dose of Encouragement, Inc., an NGO that is set to support everyone out there, that is set to support in diverse ways, that is set to help eradicate poverty one way or the other through our own little way, through various social means, right? As again, we come to you seeking for assistance, seeking for support, because without you, we cannot do it. Without you, we cannot go on with what we're doing. Our social impact project, as we do every year, is up and going. We're done with this year's on, but we're not relenting. We are in preparations for next year's on, right? And you are more than welcome to support us. If you haven't followed us yet, please do on here at Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. Turn the notification button on so when we come on, you will get notified that we are live, right? If you haven't also followed us on our website yet, my brother, my PM, right? PA, I mean, put it on here, www.adoei.org. Go out there and look around, check us out. Let us know what we can do better. Let us know what we're doing better, right? Let us know what we're doing good. But if you need anything, reach out to us. Send us a message. If we are in, I always say this: if we are in the position to support you, we would do it, right? If we are not in the position to support you, we might direct you to where you can get that support. That doesn't mean that you should say that, oh, I went to them, they didn't help me, and they showed me somewhere else. As we said, we are supporting ourselves, each other through various means, through various social means, right? So reach out to us. Let us know what you're doing. Once again, we're still waiting on you all to let us know what we're doing better. Your testimonials can go a long way to help others who are on the verge of giving up, who are on the verge of throwing in the towel, who are on the verge of losing it all, right? Your testimony can be an inspiration. Your testimony, aside the support, aside the help, aside the assistance that we give to these people in our own little way, in our own small way, your testimonials can go a long way as well to support others. Your cent, 50 cent, 10 cent can go a long way to support that little kid in that elementary school back in Ghana that is in need of educational material, that is in need of dress, shoe, or whatsoever, or school supply, right? So you can help not only with money, and she put our channel here, also our WhatsApp channel on here as well. Thanks so much, my brother Kwame Testimony. So not only our in cash, but in any shape, way or form that you can also be a support. As I said, we're building a community, a home away from home, that you wouldn't be judged, that you wouldn't be looked down upon, that you can get genuine support, genuine help. That doesn't mean I have it all. That doesn't mean my team have it all. It only means that we are a means, we are the channel, we are the source of which we can support people out there, because our vision is to be a beacon, is to be that light that people will look up to, is to be that light that people would show people to direct them in the right way. Once again, this is a Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. I come your way every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard, 11 a.m. GMT time. If you haven't followed us yet, please do. If you haven't followed our Facebook channel, our WhatsApp channel, our Facebook link, our WhatsApp channel link, and our website, check us out. Send us a message and we will get back to you. My name is Amanda Akrofi Aye. I sign out, or you can call me Amanda Mamiesi Akrofi Aye. All right. I am your host and founder of ADOEI. I signed out, and I will see you all next week. Today we took a little bit of your time, but it is worth it because we were answering some questions. So make a date with us, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. every Saturday, and your life will never be the same. I will see you again next week. Have a blissful Saturday. Have a fruitful week ahead. And let's keep this conversation going. Let's keep sharing this video to all the platforms, TikTok, whatsoever, Telegram. If you have Telegram, just put it out there. Somebody might be looking for this. You might be somebody's source of blessing, as I always say. Once again, thank you, and you all know it. I love you all, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing you can do about it. Bye for now.